Welcome to Grade 3 EVS class with me Yashaswini. Well, our today's topic of discussion is no, I'm not going to say that so easily. You will guess what is the topic today, and I am going to give you the clues. So, why delay? Shall we go now to see the clues? So, students, I have some riddles with me which lead us to our today's topic. Shall we go and see them now? Yes, it's riddle time. My first riddle: I am a pest and I often bother people. I carry disease and I often go wherever there is food and garbage. Who am I? Yes, that's housefly. I am a beautiful flying thing. I have butter in me, but you can't taste anything. Who am I? Yes, the very word butter says it's none other than a beautiful butterfly. If you ever get bitten by me, you might rub cream on that area. If you are in some countries overseas, my bite can give you malaria. Who am I? Which is that which causes malaria? Mosquito. I buzz over a flower, I fly so fast to the hive. I give my honey to my comb. Who am I? Honey, comb. Yes, that's nothing but our bee. Honeybee. I eat aphids from the leaves. I have red wings and a black piece. Who am I? Well, red wing, black piece, that's nothing but beautiful ladybird. In the woods near the stump bustle running around, the working people are busy all day long. Who am I? Yes, who are the ones who busy all day long in all season? None other than ants. Yes, we all know the grasshopper and the ant story, right? Well, among these, what is today's topic? Is it one among these or something related to all of this? Okay, if it is something related to all of this, what is that? Well, all these are insects. So, our today's topic is insects. Now, insects. The first thing that comes to our mind when we say insect is like, where are these insects? Correct? Where do they come from? Huh? That is what I normally think. Are they in your house or my house? Or our neighbor's house? Well, the truth is, the insects, we can find them everywhere. They are present everywhere. Among them, some are useful, like the honeybee, which gives honey, whereas some are harmful and they are called pests, and their bite cause diseases. Like the mosquito bite, we just now saw in the clue as well. The mosquito bite can cause malaria. Not only malaria, it may also cause other diseases like dengue, etc. Now, we got to know that there are insects which are useful as well as harmful. It gives us honey as well as diseases like malaria. Now, how do they do that? What body part will they use to collect honey and what part will they use to give us disease? How do we know? How can we safeguard ourselves and take the best out of it? Shall we first learn about their body parts? Probably that is the thing which is helping them to do so many things. Shall we learn about their body parts now? Well, every mosquito or every insect, in fact, has few body parts in common. The body of the insects are majorly divided into three major parts like head, thorax, and abdomen. These three are the common parts in all the insects. The head region consists of eyes, which are called compound eyes especially, which helps them to see its prey. And in the front part of its head, they have a long hair-like structure called antenna. Well, if The structure is just one, it's antenna, but if it is two, in the plural form we call them antennae. Now, these antennae help them to feel or touch. They are like they sense the feel or touch, and hence are also called as feelers. They also at times help to smell and taste the things for the insects. The second major part of the insect is the thorax region, and this is the middle part of the insect. Now, from this part, we can see 6 legs coming out along with 2 wings. So, the 3 pairs of legs and 1 pair of wings are seen coming out from the thorax region. They are attached to this region. And the below part or the last part of the insect is the abdomen. This part also contains many small important organs. Now, we all know the different body parts of the insect. Shall we now try to understand how exactly is this insect coming or taking birth? Will they take birth like us, or do they have some other mechanisms? Shall we just try to learn about it? Shall we just take the example of a butterfly? Since we all know it is also an insect, we will take the butterfly example and try to learn the life cycle of a butterfly. These butterflies, they give birth to young ones by laying eggs. Most of the insects will give birth to young ones by laying eggs. So is the butterfly. They lay small eggs on the leaves part. And the life cycle of insect is very special because there are some special stages which they go through in order to bring a new butterfly or a new insect to this world. And the first stage being laying eggs. And it lays many eggs together. It is not just one or two like how a hen or any other egg-laying animals lay. It is like they lay many eggs normally on part of leaves or any other parts of a plant. Then these eggs change their form and become caterpillars. Caterpillars are the worm-like structures which comes out of the egg after hatching. The caterpillars eat leaves of different plants and they grow very quickly. They mainly feed on plants. Once this caterpillar is fully grown, it forms a cocoon. Cocoon is nothing but a protective layer which is covered around this caterpillar. This stage is called pupa. And the cocoon is normally attached to the lower side of the leaf. Unlike caterpillar, the pupa is an inactive stage where it does not eat. As I told in the previous stage, the caterpillars are highly active, they eat more and then they grow bigger. And once it goes into the cocoon by forming a protective layer around it, it is attached to one place and they are inactive. They do not eat anymore. And the next stage is like after few days, a beautiful butterfly comes out of cocoon. A newly formed butterfly takes some time to open its wings and let them dry. And finally, once it is completely grown, this butterfly again lays eggs and completes the cycle. Wow, we saw, right, how small eggs became beautiful butterflies? Well, looking at them, I remember one more amazing fact about one more insect. That is none other than ants. You know the special quality of these ants? They always stay in groups and work hard in groups, in unison. They all always work together to accumulate food. Well, thus they are called as social animals. They always stay in colonies, and when there is baby ants in the colonies, some ants will stay back to look after them and others will go out and accumulate food. And one more animal I think of is honeybees. They also do the same, where they stay in the beehive together and go out together for nectar and collect the nectar and come back to their hives. And when there are baby bees, some bees will stay back, look after them, whereas the others will go out and collect nectar. Such animals, as I told you, are called social insects. And honeybees, ants, and termites. These are the most commonly known insects which are social insects around us. There are many more, but then these are commonly available ones. So now we know what are the different body parts of insects and also studied the life cycle of insects. Initially, I told you all that insects can be of two types. One insect is very useful to us, like they give useful products, and the other ones they are harmful. The harmful ones are also called pests. Now, shall we study a bit more in detail about this now? Well, useful insects. The first thing which we already studied is that these insects, some of them give us some useful products which we consume. For example, honeybee. They collect nectar from each and every plant and they accumulate them in their beehives. And this beehives can be harvested for honey. The honey can be collected from these beehives. Along with that, these beehives will also give us beeswax. So this was about honeybee. Along with honeybee, the silkworm is also something which gives us very important product. These silkworms, as we all know, like caterpillars, feed on mulberry leaves and they form a cocoon. And around the cocoon, they weave silk threads through which we make our clothes and other things. We all know that silk is a very costly material as well and a very comfortable material. The second use of the insects are that there are some insects which eat other harmful insects, thus helps the farmer in farming. They eat these harmful insects which reduces the need for the farmer to spray pesticides on crops. Few examples are the ladybirds, which eats those insects which damage the crops, and the lacewing insect. This helps the plants to protect themselves from the other harmful insects. And also the dragonflies. They eat flies and mosquitoes and ants near the lakes and ponds. The third use is the pollination. Well, the pollination is the process of transferring the pollen from one flower to another so that the seeds are formed in that another flower. Now, when the insects go on the flower, insects like especially bees and butterflies, when they grow near the flower and try to suck the nectar from them, these pollen grains get stuck to their body. And when they go to another flower to suck the nectar, these pollen grains are dropped there, which helps in the fertilization and formation of new seed. Thus being said, the uses of the insects, now we will come to those insects which harm us. Well, the first and foremost insect we would like to say about are these mosquitoes. The mosquitoes bites, as we all know, cause malaria as well as dengue. So this also spread diseases in animals, not only humans but also animals. And also wherever there's garbage or any stagnant water, we are bound to see mosquitoes in large amount. The second insect is we know these bees, honeybees, are very helpful to us. They give us the product, the tastiest product. But still, if we get stung by honeybees and wasps, it is very painful and very dangerous. The part which it stings, right? The whole part will swell up and causes lot of pain for animals and humans. Now, the caterpillars and grasshoppers, we all know the caterpillars become a very beautiful butterfly and all that. But these caterpillars and grasshoppers, they depend on plants and grass for their food, and these can be harmful for the plant life. Other than this, the bed bugs, which normally comes to the bed, will suck on your blood, and hence you have to be very careful. When we sleep on the bed having bed bugs, it will suck the human blood and they cause itching and other sorts of allergies. Housefly, we all know these are commonly found where there is the food as well as the garbage, and they sit on it and they can spoil the food and cause infections. They carry germs from the garbage to the other areas and cause other sort of diseases and infections. Lice. This live in the hair and the other body parts of humans and animals, and they suck the blood. That is their food. This again is harmful for our body. These are called silverfish, which are very famous to eat cloth and paper. If these somehow try to get inside our wardrobe or bookshelf, they spoil the whole book and our clothes. They live in old books and behind the desks, and also in the old clothes. Now, weevils. They are very famous to be seen among the grains, and they eat all the grains, thus making those grains no more suitable for human consume. These are the moths, and these make holes in our clothes and spoil the whole clothes. Now, we know that what are the harmful effects these insects make. Now it becomes our responsibility to avoid these and prevent the harmful effects done by these insects. In order to safeguard ourselves from these insects' harmful effect, there are some tips which we can follow, which helps us to keep away from these insects. The first one being, when we are walking in the garden or the open space area, we should make sure that we wear the full arm clothes and full pants along with the boots or the shoes, so that avoids any sort of mosquito bite or any sort of insect bite. The second one, we can always use the mosquito repellent on our arms and open areas which is open to the air, so that the mosquito will get repelled due to the smell of it and our skin is prevented from their bites. We should not wear perfumes which attracts the insects when we go out, especially to the area where there are a lot of plants or lakeside areas. We shouldn't wear perfume and go, as the perfumes highly attract these insects. We should use the pesticides for our plants, which controls the harmful activity of these insects and also safeguards the plant. We should avoid going to any sort of dirty water areas or water bodies, as these forms the home for such insects which cause harmful diseases. Also, we should make sure that our houses are protected well with the proper screens and mosquito mesh, and also adopt the usage of mosquito nets while sleeping at the night. And also we should make sure that our house is clean and there is no any sort of standing water around our house in order to protect our house and ourselves from insects. Most important role of insect is that they play a very important part in the food chain. Yes. Now, the food chain is nothing but the grass that is grown here is eaten by the insects. Now, these insects are in turn eaten by the birds. The birds are again the food for none other than the snakes. Now, the owls again will feed on these snakes and they kind of form a balance in the nature. Now just imagine if there are no insects at all, then what will the birds feed on? And thus the birds can also not exist. And if there are no birds, what will the snake eat? And if there is no snake, what will the owl eat? Thus, even if one of the element is missing among these, the whole nature loses its balance. Thus, it plays a very important role in food chain. Thus, we have come to the end of this blog. Hope you all enjoyed the video and learned quite a few aspects of insects. Hope to see you all in the next video. Take care. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Bye bye.